would your compensation practices enhance the culture of performance because you have a pay for performance philosophy? Correct? So you see it from the angles. Remember just now, yesterday when we started, we talk about when we start up a strategy, business strategy or compensation strategy, we also need to understand who are our stakeholders, right? So when you do your key principles in compensation, you also need to understand what are your enablers. What are the things that will help deliver your program, the process, the tools, the guidelines. The guidelines that will then allow differentiation because you are paid for performance. You also need to look at how will compensation decisions be communicated to employees by their managers. Your managers are your speakers, spokesperson, alright? So they are your enablers. So they must be bought into your principles. Second, in which economic framework do you operate in, right? And throughout the past 1.5 days, I've also covered, right? If you are in restaurants, F&B, you have a different approach. You are in construction, you have a different approach. I give you very simple examples of work-life programs. Like just now we talk about team building. Why? It's easy to associate. It's easy to see for you, right? Of course, at our level, we go into a lot more strategy planning, cost cutting, cost measurements, budget containment, and everything. But at your level, you will be able to see that, hey, if I do this one little thing, I can do so much in engagement. Alright? And engagement is the language in HR today. We talk about a lot about engagement. Right? What economic framework do you operate in? The business environment. The business environment is not just for today. It is the cycle that your business will go through. And she has the benefit of working in a regional portfolio where the business cycle in Singapore may be mature. In Indonesia, it may be emerging. Right? In China, it may be high growth, as an example. So you have to work your policies within your business environment, your capacity to pay while still maintaining your framework. Pay at median, and that's it. You cannot pay more. Right? That's your cost. Right? So you have to pay at median. You have all the people who are complaining they're not paid enough in China and Indonesia, never mind. Let them go. There will be another good hire out there somewhere. Okay? Next, who are your decision makers? Alright? Why I bring up this part about manager is closest to the employee, HR managers support these HR support managers in the decision making. Why? What do managers tend to do? What do they always say to their employee about their pay? Huh? They will increase. Okay, they promise to increase, then we got big problem. What they always say when they think that the pay is not good enough, employees complaining. HR decide. HR decide one now. Ever heard that before? This is HR's decision. Oh, I don't know. Maybe you can speak to HR.
They always give
Correct?
the kind of questions to us.
Yeah. So if you read the notes in your performance management slide yesterday in the fine notes there, I did mention that the reason why managers feel that they have to dissociate or disconnect performance from pay communication is because they always feel that there isn't enough budget to reward. Okay? The reason why they feel that the budget is not enough to reward is probably because they have not understood our general principles. What are our philosophy? And you have to make that very clear. And like it or not, many companies do not share a lot, are not transparent enough about the way decisions are made to derive the 4.5% as an example. Alright? Now, most companies that pay in March, April have lesser of a problem. But when it comes to July companies, you have a bigger problem when NWC wage guidelines are higher than what you anticipated you wanted to pay. Okay, so for some reasons, not just the financial year, some companies think that it's better to get off that July cycle and pay in March, April than to be caught in the NWC rut. Right? So